My girlfriend called me selfish after I refused to share the food that ordered. This week I had a minor examination at hospital that required me to not eat for 24 hours prior to the test. My appointment was also delayed by 4 hours, so by the time it was done, and by the time I got home it was over 34 hours since I had eaten anything. Because of this I was very hungry and tired, so I decided to order some food. I asked my GF if she wanted anything, but she said no. My GF said she'd rather cook than order out, but I said I'd prefer a takeaway so we can just have separate meals. She said she'd rather we both just cooked, but I again refused and told her I'm ordering myself food. I ordered the food and she decided to not cook and just said she didn't want anything. Once my food came I was sat eating, and she came over and asked if she could have some. I asked if she was serious. I pointed out I asked her multiple times if she wanted anything, and she's waited for me to sit and enjoy my food to try and take it. I mentioned that I've ordered exactly what I was because of how hungry I am, but she just said she was hungry too since she hadn't eaten. I mentioned that the only reason she hadn't eaten was because I didn't want to cook for her, and that doesn't mean she can come and take my food instead. I said if she wants something to eat she can either order herself something or cook it, but I'm not sharing what I ordered. She said I was being too selfish and that I have enough to share, so I should be fine sharing with her. She said she's not asking for much and that I'm being unfair. Aita for refusing to share the food I ordered? Story 2. I'm 18 and still live at home. My boyfriend is 29 and has his life together, so I feel like our age gap might play into this, but I'm not sure. I invited him to dinner because I was making a dish I was super excited about. He told me he wasn't getting off work till 7. It was 3 at this time. Around 3:30, my sister called my dad and asked if she could come for dinner, and my dad said yes. I found out after the call. I had no say in her coming, but also she's family and wanted to see the family. I wouldn't have told her no anyways. But my sister and boyfriend don't get along because my boyfriend made a mistake at a party a few years ago and ended up on a registry. I've also been to my fair share of parties and understand how it can happen, and from what he said, it was a misunderstanding. I wasn't there to confirm, but from the description on the registry and the news article, I believe him. I was expecting her to be gone before my boyfriend even got off work. But when I told him she was coming, he had told me he got off work early and was actually planning to come early and surprise me. I told him I didn't want him and my sister in the same room because they're constantly at each other's throats, so, since he was unexpectedly trying to show up, and because I don't want them together, I asked him to come after she leaves. He blew up on me and said he hadn't eaten all day in anticipation for what I was cooking. He said if he went home and got comfortable, he wouldn't want to come back out. I told him I understood, but that I didn't want the drama that having them together causes, and offered to send him money to eat on his own since I'd promised a dinner I found out I couldn't provide him with. He declined but is still very mad at me. Aita. Story 3. To sum everything up, I live in my grandmother's house. My mom and 2 sisters live across the street. I used to live in my mom's house, sharing a room with both sisters until I got my own bedroom. My oldest sister and my mom have their own bedrooms in my mom's house. My mom is renovating her basement for my pregnant twin sister to live there. I decided I'll just live over my grandma's to free up space in the house. I live in my mom's childhood bedroom. She stored her wedding dress in the closet. Since I need room for all my clothes, I wanted my mom to move her wedding dress to the other spare room. Since her marriage ended horribly, the thought of this made her extremely emotional, and she started crying when trying to see where there's space to move her dress. She ended up just leaving it in my closet. But I live at college, and I'm going to come home with more clothes. I finally just want my own space. Am I in a hole for making her move the dress? I totally understand why she doesn't want to, and I won't push it if I'm seen as in a hole. Story 4. I am 27 female and have an incredible partner Dave 40 male who I see myself spending the rest of my life with. We live together and have been together as a couple for a year, although we have known each other and cared for each other for almost 7 years. We are in a monogamous relationship and I do trust him completely that he'd never cheat. I consider this the most serious relationship I've been in, and this is why this situation has me so stressed. Dave has an ex-wife, Pam 41 female, and they share custody over 2 kids. We all get along well and there is no drama. I am perfectly fine with them being friends as they are raising kids together. However, I have made it clear since day one that I'd never be okay with them being more than platonic friends, which he fully agreed would never happen. A week ago ex-wife's back was hurting and he was over at her place with their kids. I heard him tell our other friend Matt, while we were all in the room together, that he gave her a massage with a massage gun and worked on her back. He used to be a licensed massage therapist and used this info to remind me it's not sexual at all. While I believe in general a back rub isn't sexual, it's just the idea of him giving his ex-wife or any other woman in a non-professional setting a massage that feels too intimate to me. If I'd been in the room when it happened maybe it would feel different, but I feel icky knowing he gave her a massage on the couch when I'm not there. I brought it up to him and he got a bit frustrated, defending himself. He then said he wouldn't do it again, but I still felt my feelings were dismissed and like he didn't really get it. Now I feel icky and sad. Am I overreacting? And Aita. Story 5. I am an 18 female long-distance relationship 22 male, and we've been together for 2 months, and I have an in-person best friend 16 female whom I've been best friends with for about almost a year now. My best friend, let's call her Kim, has recently been getting upset that I'm always on call with him because I can't see him since I don't have a car nor does my boyfriend, let's call him Morgan. Kim has been telling me that everyone is annoyed with the fact that I'm on the phone talking with Morgan, though when I am on call with him at school, I quietly give one-worded responses, and I do my work. And today I told her that I felt disrespected and uncomfortable with the fact that she blames me being a slow writer on the fact that I get distracted by Morgan, though he had asked me a question about my work and I responded with the facts. Aita for telling her that I'm not going to get off call, and that even though she tells me to do my work, he's the one that motivates me to do my work.